Makeup is something that has been a part of society for a couple of centuries, and over this time there has been changes made to the way it is applied. Specifically, makeup brushes have been created in order to allow more precise application. This variety of makeup brushes that have been created over time can be represented in a phylogenetic tree. For example, let's represent my makeup brushes in this phylogenetic tree and go over the characteristics that allow my display to be structured the way it is. There are a couple features that make up the overall tree, and those are OTUs, or operational taxonomic units, the outgroup, the internal nodes, and the most recent common ancestors. OTUs are defined as species who have different DNA sequences and are most recognizable as the species at the rightmost part of the graph. Here, the OTUs are the different types of makeup brushes, which all differ due to their specific purposes when applying makeup. The outgroup in this tree are the hands/fingers. This is the outgroup because although its purpose is also to apply makeup, specifically in the past, it does not have the same structure or properties that a brush does. Next, we have the internal nodes. These are represented by the areas that are circled. They indicate common ancestors of the brushes. For example, the common ancestor of a blending brush and the eyeshadow C brush are other blending brushes used specifically for the eye area. The most recent common ancestors are the two most recent nodes that connect two different brushes. For example, the most recent ancestor of the concealer brush and the complexion brush is represented by this node, or the older face brushes. Now that we have more specific aspects of the tree defined, let's look at the phylogenetic tree as a whole. This type of phylogenetic tree is called a rooted tree. This is because we can see a common ancestor between all of the OTUs, and because we can also see an outgroup. Another aspect of this tree is that as we move up the tree, we see that the brushes get more fine in order to allow more detailed makeup looks. This development or evolution of the brushes over time is called anagenesis. Cladogenesis, on the other hand, is represented by every occurrence where the branches diverged into two other branches. For example, this node here represents that all face brushes has diverged into two different kinds of face brushes, one being brushes that target specific parts of the face and others that target the entire face. Those brushes once again diverged into the more specific brushes of a concealer brush, a contour brush, a complexion brush, and a finishing powder brush. All four brushes are dedicated to specific parts of the face, and no two brushes have the same purpose.